What's going on, y'all? So this is part 3 of how to deal or not to deal with a narcissist. And in my situation, I was dealing with a narcissist in the workplace. I'm no longer dealing with it because in part 2, I explained that I just chose to ignore the narcissist. And that is how you take your power back, by simply ignoring them. So I'm naming this video how to beat the narcissists at their own mind game. And I call it a mind game because the narcissists in their mind, they truly believe that they have control over you. And even though you know better, let them believe what they want, but don't give them what they want. They're going to go behind your back and talk about you to people and try to get people to go against you and see you as something that you're not. They're going to even take on a victim role because they see that they can't overpower you. They see that they can't control the situation or the relationship between you two. So they're going to do the best they can to defamate your character. I know what I'm talking about. I've seen it. I've been there. I'm no longer there, thank God. I was able to recognize what I was dealing with, and I knew how to handle it. And I didn't have to, this is just something that just came to my spirit naturally. I just decided, just ignore them. I didn't give them a back and forth reaction of being angry. I didn't give them, what they want, because when you feed into it and go back and forth with them, you kind of make them strong. You make them strong enough to keep their power over you. And yes, they did have a power over me for a long time, and I didn't really know what I was dealing with. I didn't know any better. So I didn't know what to do with the situation. It was mind-boggling. I used to go home every day wondering, what did I do wrong, or how did I become this bad person? Not knowing that it ain't even me. I didn't even know no better at that time. But now that I know better, I found out how to deal with it. And it was just to ignore them. Just ignore them. And that's how you read the situation. But even then, they don't know how to take that. So now they kind of take it to a whole nother level. They are already like this angry spirit. Once you let them see that nothing they do bothers you and you gonna live by your own terms and do what you want to do, they cannot handle that. And then you start to see the anger inside of them on the outside of them. Like you can really see it in their facial expressions. Like they start to look like a demon. Like if you knew what they were thinking, but you don't want to know what nobody's thinking. I don't ever want to know what nobody is thinking unless I'm like a therapist or a psychiatrist, which I really do believe that I'll end up being a therapist or a psychologist one day. I have to go to school for these type of things, but that's just something that I've always had interest in, just to kind of get inside of the mind of somebody and see what caused them to become a certain way. I always wanted to get down to the roots of, what causes certain behaviors in a person, that gives them a mental illness label, that labels them as a mentally ill person. And I mean, that's another story though, but that is something that I know I got to go to school to become a psychiatrist, a counselor, or a therapist. But somewhere within those 3 fields, I know that I'll get there someday. But right now, it just came to me naturally how to deal with a narcissist, because I dealt with this for so long at work. I was just had got to the point where I'm like, it's not me, it's them. And then that's another thing that they have a bad tendency of doing. If you don't really pay attention, and I really pay attention to people, I really pay attention to things. I'm not the type to jump to conclusions and judge you based on things that you say. I'm more the type to like kind of like my mama used to always say, ways and actions speak way louder than words. She always used to say, ways and actions speak louder than words. And, that is so true, because a narcissist, and you got to really pay attention to this now, they will like try to take over your image. They'll try to like a body snatcher. They will try to be you, become you, get inside of you, like kill you. Like they have a demon spirit. If you really look closely, and I'm not saying looking closely at the image they choose to, portray to people. I'm talking about what you can't see, but what you can see with your third eye. And I'm saying this because this person, when I started paying attention to something they was doing, they was trying to talk like me, trying to walk like me, trying to dress like me, wearing their hair like me, working like I do, using certain techniques at work that I do, and doing things the way I like to do at work. They started to pick up on that and do it, and just mirroring me. Like when they looked in the mirror, they started to see me. They didn't even see themselves. They was covering themselves up with a mask of somebody else. That's called mirroring. That's one thing that you really got to pay attention to when you're dealing with a narcissist. This is something that they do. Start paying close attention to somebody who have like a bit of mind control over you. Not only that they try to, like flip the script on you to others and make them think that you a bad person. And they love to play the victim role, I'm telling you. I've seen this before. I've seen it recently. This person got so angry because they couldn't control the fact that I didn't want to be bothered. They were slamming things in that random moment, and people was just looking like, what the hell? What's wrong with you? And they didn't respond to them. They looked directly in my eyes, and all I seen was like, I kill you because I can't control you. I'm telling you, this is serious. That's all I seen in her eyes was, I'll kill you because I can't control this situation. Like they was out of control in their mind. Their mind was going 100 miles per hour, and I was just like chilling, just looking like, girl, you need to get some help. Like seriously. So yeah, that's one thing that you should really pay attention to, and it's called mirroring. They really try to just take over your image. They start looking at themselves as someone else. They're sick in the mind. They're evil. They will hurt you. In their mind, they probably like really trying to bring bodily harm to you because they can't control you. And I'm telling you, it's serious. Like, it's something that you really can't do nothing about other than to just ignore. Now, you can tell them about themselves, but they're not going to receive it because they don't know how to receive it. It's like you can't tell them, you can't tell them nothing about themselves to make them kind of take a look at yourself, check yourself for a minute, because you're the one with the problem, not me. But they're not going to receive it, so it'll be going in one end out the other. They're demons. Pay attention to the facial expressions. You will see the spirit, the demon of a spirit of a demon, become the surface of their whole expression. It's just, it's deep. It's deep. And I dealt with it at work for a little while, but now I know how to deal with them. They don't like it. I mean, I'll talk to you if you talk to me, but it's just so much of myself that, I'm giving to you as a person. And that's to anybody, not just them. Take your power back. Take your power back and let them know that they cannot control you. Let them know that you know what they're doing. You're aware of the games that they're playing. Let them know you don't receive none of the stuff that they're trying to portray you as in public. Let them know they can't embarrass you. Let them know that they can't bring your spirits down. Just let them know it in a nice, calm way and let it go. Don't argue. Don't even give off that kind of energy. Don't let them bring your spirits down. Continue to be on the up and up. Continue to be joyful. Continue to be happy.